How's it going, internet? Bloodieknux here, aka the Gothic Gamer of LV1 Gaming, back with another review here on behalf of our lovely Akumu Matata. Today, we'll be going over Terra Alia. Now, it goes without saying that language is a key to our everyday life. It's the basis for how we communicate. Words themselves have power. What if the power they held was real? What if magic was real? And all we needed was a brand new language. Well, here in her Terra Alia review, you'll learn just that. Terra Alia is a very surprising new twist on learning how to learn the basics of a new language all around a unique, fun, magic mystery. Now the question is Terra Alia worth your time or not? Well, let's find out, shall we? In Terra Alia, you start out learning about the evolution of power, life, and words, all in the twin world of Earth called Terra Alia. Through evolution, magic, everything changed throughout history. A brand new, diverse world, even though it's very similar to ours. However, after many, many years of studying and technological advancements, the power of words and magic was finally possible. And our story starts in the library of our teacher Esperanto. It seems that a mystery is afoot as they send for us with a letter to find out something that's going on. We come to find that they're actually gone missing and currently hiding right now, and that we have no one to trust except our dear companion, a robot bird called Falco. She lets us know that on the Magic Academy where we're currently investigating, that we're not able to use our magic despite being very talented. However, we're able to use what's called artifacts that allows us to learn and be able to break what's called the word seals, which allows us to be able to use magic here. However, to properly break them, we have to use another language. This comes into where we're able to learn the power of magic in this new world, all while being able to learn another language at the same time. Now, while Esperanto is currently in hiding, they left clues to their disappearance in memory shards that we have to find. So, our journey begins with us searching and finding the very first of these memory shards, as well as needing to find more. Now, while the story isn't mind-blowing, it's unique and it's fun, and it's a simple way to approach language. It's a very unique way to approach learning a different language that all blends in to the story itself. And for someone who's been studying Japanese for a few years, this is a wonderful way to retouch on a lot of what I've learned in an interactive way. Now, the sound of Terra Alia is upbeat. It has this very fun orchestral sound, constantly playing with a lot of energy. It sounds fun, but it sounds like the background of a movie where everyone is all smiles early in the morning. But it just gives the feeling of being so vibrant and happy in Terra Alia. That's not to mention the very well done voice acting. Mainly, this is in regards to the fact that if you're going to teach a language, it needs to sound good, and the game handles that very well. As, again, someone who's been learning Japanese, pronunciation and stress on words is key. Many words can be the same, but how you stress certain parts of the word changes its entire meaning. And throughout the game, they really take the time to teach you pronunciations as well as sounds, so that way you really come to grasp how it all comes out. With so many different words for simple items, as well as really learning sentence structure and how it's all put together, it just sounds absolutely wonderful. This is key in the game since it's all focused on language. So being able to hear and have that pronunciation as well as that assistance with how to sound it out and how it'll sound when it's all fluid together just makes it wonderful for those who are first wanting to learn a new language. Now, the visuals in Terra Alia are bright and colorful to match the sound of the game. I said before that the game was vibrant and the visuals match that sound. Everything is bright colors, it's pretty, and even the magical spells have a really cool look to them. While the visuals overall may not be impressive in terms of other games, it still has a very nice, vibrant vibe to it, and what mattered most was the visuals and the language. And with a focus on learning that other language, it helps to be able to see that. The game really takes a major part of being able to see the words that you'll be learning, the pronunciations of the word, as well as the phonetic spelling, or Romanji, as it's called, to be able to see how it's supposed to sound or look when you're saying it. It helps to allow you to be able to really get an idea of the word, along with also learning a lot of the syllables and writing of it, specifically hiragana and katakana. This is just two different types of writing, and for Japanese at least in particular, one focusing on traditional Japanese words and other for words that come from other cultures that may not necessarily have a Japanese spelling. This is such a major focal point for me because it helps to reinforce a lot of visual learning along with being able to really see the word again, because you can speak it and hear it many times, but sometimes practicing being able to read little bits goes a long way, and with this game really emphasizing that really does help. Now, the gameplay of Terra Alia is an enjoyable time, if not too deep. The game is a real fun major mix of both sci-fi and fantasy, as well as being an RPG. Throughout the game, with its focus on magic using language, you have to bring the language words by learning said new language. And the way to do this is by exploring and finding objects in the world, learning how to say them in the new language, as well as utilizing these for puzzles that you'll find throughout. It was so nice to be able to refresh my memory on so many standard items that you see in your daily life. Things like books, trees, statues, pens, paper, even things like a broom or a bench. Every little bit helped to reinforce or learn new things, as well as being able to see the traditional calligraphic writing in hiragana, as well as being able to ensure that I'm still remembering how to properly pronounce these words. Another focus on the gameplay is also helping to teach the sentence structure, because Japanese, or Nihongo, is very particular with the way that it follows sentence structure using what's called SOV, or subject, object, verb. It's very peculiar about this setup, so learning how you need to always address or create your sentence structure really helps with understanding the basis of the language. And while it's teaching simple conversational skills, it'll help in the long term for those who pursue learning the language on a much deeper or intermediate or even advanced level. Along with this, there are also a lot of different puzzles throughout the game that help with utilizing and reinforcing what the game's teaching, from using all the words that you're learning here, as well as small puzzles, with one creating dialogue options and responses in the other language with other NPCs or other holograms or puzzles that you'll find, as well as there's also ones that'll unlock special lockboxes where it'll ask you 5 words and it's up to you to remember and find the correct word to match said word in the language. It starts out with giving you basics using such romanji, for me using Japanese here, so it would give the phonetical spelling of it here, and then over time it'll ask you to start learning to use and read it in katakana. So it does help to still translate, so You're not completely lost, but it does help with guiding you on a path to be able to learn both sides and get that deeper understanding. Now, on top of all of the language that we've been talking about, the game is very much still an RPG. And one of the things about it is that it has a very unique turn-based combat, with the fact that there are times where you'll be fighting other wizards or magic users as well as other enemies, and you'll learn spells as you level up throughout the game, utilizing a lot of the equipment that you find here. And you'll use these spells learning to cast based on a turn-based system that acts very much like the active time battle if you played anything like Final Fantasy back in the day. And along with that too is that each spell has different speeds, recovery on when you can use it again, as well as different types of spells. You have things like physical spells, tech spells, arcane spells, and things of the like. And it introduces a very unique system with the initiative here, where you can actually cast a spell that may be faster than an opponent's who's using their spell, and actually interrupt them to be able to set them back on the timeline. And of course, if you have a faster recharge speed, you could always end up overtaking them again. And if you interrupt enemies so many times, you actually have the ability to be able to go into what's called focus mode. And when you're in focus mode, you're able to cast a multiple number of spells based on if you're able to solve the quick word puzzles that'll pop up here to match to the words that you've been learning, to be able to increase the output that you're able to do. Being able to go from anywhere from 1 spell to 3 or even a full 5 spells to really do work. Throughout the game, there are a multitude of languages to learn from. Now, while I may have been learning Japanese, there are 10 total. There's English, Chinese, Portuguese, French, Italian, German, Russian, Japanese, Korean, and Spanish. Overall, Terra Alia is a unique game in many ways, with a fun mix of genres to its approach to teaching. For anyone who's been studying a new language for years, it was fun to see everything I learned put to the test in a very interactive and fun way. It helps to reinforce a lot of what I hadn't remembered, what I was still learning, as well as being able to give just an overall refresher for everything new to me. Now, whether you're new to a language journey or someone who's been studying for a while, this is definitely a game to jump into, to be able to just enjoy something different, with being able to have more interactivity, more fun, and just enjoy yourself. Alright guys, y'all heard the word there from Akumu herself. I hope y'all enjoyed this wonderful, well thought out review from her. Again, we want to give a major thanks to the team over at 30 Parallel Games for providing the key for the Terra Alia review. And just so you know, here the game does launch on October 11th for both Nintendo Switch and Steam. And if you want to check out more of our other video reviews, make sure you check them out here on the channel, and as well as make sure that you're subscribed for other content that we put out daily. Until next time guys, this has been Bloodieknux and Akumu Matata from LV1, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!